Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Universalist Church of Richmond, a congregation in the free faith tradition bound not by a creed, but by a covenant. My name is Erica Sims. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm honored to serve on your board of directors. I am wearing a gray sweater. I am a Caucasian woman with long gray hair. And I wanted to mention to you that you should please silence your cell phones. Our church began in 1833 as a liberal Christian community. That's a legacy of 192 years that brings us here today. We are now a community of many faith journeys and beliefs, united in a single covenant of care. We are committed to being a deliberately diverse and fully inclusive community of adults, youth, and children. Together, we explore our connection to each other, to the sacred, and to all life, and we strive to bring our values alive in this community and beyond. If you're a visitor here today or joining by Zoom, we welcome you and look forward to meeting you. We encourage everyone to tune into these Sunday morning services 5 to 10 minutes early in order to catch the rolling announcements, to stay informed about what's important to our church community. Thank you.
Good morning. Happy Groundhog's Day. I am the Reverend Sherman Z. Logan Jr., and I have the honor of serving this wonderful congregation as the senior minister. I'm a tall, brown-skinned black man, bald head, white beard, tortoise-rimmed glasses, a gray pinstripe suit, a white stole, and a gray polka dot necktie. I use he, his, him pronoun, and I'm so glad to see each and every one of you here this morning, and thank you for joining us for worship. We have Jamie Kilpatrick as our music and works director. You will hear the angelic voices of the youth ensemble. Our hymn leaders are Barry Ramsey, Hyatt Band, and Joanna Walker. And in the sound booth, Eric Byers and Jim Cregan. It is our custom here at First UU that we invite our visitors to tell us who they are and where they're from. So if you are visiting with us this morning and as you are comfortable, please stand and raise your hand, and Jamie will come to you with the mic. Are there any visitors this morning?
Visiting. Good morning. I'm visiting from Rhode Island. My sister who is coming with me, retired professor from VCU. This is wonderful. It's my third visit, and I came November 24th, the Sunday of Thanksgiving week. So what a welcome and awesome everybody. Reverend, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, my name is Michael, and I am I live in Richmond. I live in Woodland Heights, and I'm here. I've been thinking about coming for a long time, but I'm here because my friends Ashley and Remy will be on stage today, and we're excited about that. And James is waving at Remy on the screen. And what's your name?
James.
I'm Will. I'm Michael's brother, visiting from Greensboro, North Carolina. Glad to be here.
I'm Quinn. I just moved here a couple months ago, but I grew up going to the congregation of Fairfax in Northern Virginia. Just managed to drag myself out here this morning.
Thanks, guys. Somewhere over here. Yeah. There's another one. Right there.
Hi, we're Aaron and John Richardson. We live in Forest Hill as well, so hi, neighbors. We moved to Richmond a year ago, and we have a 3-year-old daughter who's currently thriving in the nursery with Rory. And we're so excited to meet all of you.
And I'm John. I'm Aaron's husband. Very excited to be here.
Good to have you.
Hi, I'm Beverly. I'm here with my husband, Billy, and attend the UU congregation of Asheville, North Carolina. And we're here visiting family who are here to honor Hendrix today.
Come.
All right. What? Where? It's not there. They were just. Hi, I'm Holly Ford. This is my husband, Lorenzo Ford, and we're from Caroline County.
Welcome.
Section at a time. What's queer? Section at a time.
Okay, I'll be brave. My name is Michaela Worthington. That's Michael. And I'm from Short Pump, and this is very new to me, so I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. Jamie.
All right, y'all straight?
Behind you.
All right. Nice wrap.
Sorry. Paul and Alyssa Gupta, Vivian and Maggie. Live over in Bonaire. Yeah. And
Excited to be here.
first time back in 6 years, so.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Jack Schuler. I'm a Quaker, and when I don't go to one of my Quaker meetings, I like to stop by here once in a while. And I'm glad I did because I saw at the front desk there that on February 12th I'll be talking about my book here with the Daytimers, which is about Abraham Lincoln, the mystic chords of birth and memory, February 12th. Thanks.
Welcome.
Did I get it?
I think, Jamie, you got your exercise in this morning. Okay. Now please rise in body or in spirit to greet our neighbors and welcome our visitors. Welcome to this place of love and grace. Welcome to this place of hope and perseverance. This is a place where we honor the sacred in all life. This is a place where diversity is celebrated and love is our guide. The Spirit of Life invites all of us to be a part of the beloved community. The Spirit of Love invites all of us to share in the good news. We are welcome just as we are. We are loved just as we are. In gratitude for all of this, come, let us worship together.
My name is Leanne Luskin. I use she, her pronouns. I have the honor of being your Director of Lifespan Faith Formation, and I serve the children and youth and families here at First Unitarian Universalist. I am a 45-year-old white woman with sort of reddish, blondish hair pulled back in a ponytail this morning. I have on a black and white keffiyeh scarf to show my love for the people of Palestine. And I have a gray t-shirt with a trans pride flag on the front and a chalice. And it says, "My faith is love, UU values, protect trans kids." Bear with me, our printer was being feisty this morning, and so I'm using my phone for our words. Our chalice lighting today comes from Christian Schmidt and Alexis Capon. We light this chalice for our children and youth and for us, celebrating the flame of faith lit in each of us, honoring the light each of us bring into the world, rejoicing in the community we create together. And if you would please rise as you are willing or able and join us for our hymn.
I need to be in the mic so y'all can hear me. Right, microphones. Good morning! We're gonna do Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We're gonna do it as a round. So first we're gonna do it 2 times in unison, and then we're gonna do it 2 times as a round. I'm gonna go over there to lead that half, and then these guys are you. So they're gonna go first, y'all are gonna go second. Clear? We're good. Yeah, y'all good?
Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of me. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
Hello, I'm Annette Marquis. I'm a longtime member of this congregation, and it's great to see all of you here today. For a few more months, I'm also the Director of Operations of the Living Legacy Project. I'm a 5'5", 69-year-old white woman who uses she, her pronouns. I have short champagne color hair and glasses. I'm wearing dark blue pants and an indigo long sleeve t-shirt with the words Living Legacy Project, inspiring words, today's work for racial justice with lessons from the civil rights movement. 17 years ago next month, I went on a Southern Civil Rights tour, a tour that changed my life. So inspired by the stories I heard, I committed right then to do everything I could to help keep civil rights movement history from being forgotten. It was in that moment that the Living Legacy Project was conceived. All these years later, I'm not just afraid that the stories of the movement will be forgotten. Instead, we're witnessing them being intentionally denied and rewritten to twist history into mythical tales that have no basis in fact. When diversity, equity, and inclusion become code words for racism, bigotry, and exclusion, we have to act. The Living Legacy Project emboldens and embodies that action by challenging, inspiring, and equipping people from diverse backgrounds and identities for justice work in their communities and beyond. In fact, the Living Legacy Project inspired work right here at First UU Richmond with the creation of the Pledge to End Racism and the Living the Pledge workshops, which I hope you'll all sign up for starting next month, or this month, as it has inspired justice work all over the country for thousands of individuals who every day lift up stories of courage, nonviolence, equity, and justice. When you donate to the Living Legacy Project, you'll be doing something tangible to resist the horrific rewriting of history and the blatant attempts to push Black, Indigenous, and people of color out of jobs, colleges, and lives they fought so hard to attain. This video will give you an idea of the work we do, and I invite you to give what you can as this month's Share the Plate to continue our work, and if you haven't already, join us on the bus.
Well, I never been to heaven, but I think I'm right. Been down into the South. Folks up there both black and white. Been down into the South. Hallelujah, freedom.
On March 11, 1965, three white Unitarian Universalist ministers, Clark Olson, Orloff Miller, and James Reeb, left a restaurant in Selma, Alabama to attend a mass meeting. The ministers never made it. A few steps from the restaurant, a group of white men attacked them. One of the ministers, James Reeb, died as a result of this attack. 2 weeks later, on March 25, 1965, thousands of marchers arrived in the state's capital to demand voting rights. Viola Liuzzo, a white Unitarian Universalist woman from Detroit, started ferrying people back to Selma. On the dark and lonely road between the two cities, a car pulled up alongside her car. One of the occupants raised a gun and murdered Mrs. Liuzzo. 5 months later, on August 22, 1965, Donald Thompson, minister of the First Unitarian Church of Jackson, Mississippi, was shot and gravely injured outside his home. The attack followed telephone threats stemming from his efforts to integrate his congregation. As the Reverend Dr. Gordon Gibson, who followed Reverend Thompson as minister of this church, wrote, "These stories do not mean Unitarian Universalists led the civil rights movement. The movement was a movement of, by, and for African Americans, only some of whom were Unitarian Universalists. But Unitarian Universalists made small but critical contributions." The Living Legacy Project's mission is to keep stories like these and the thousands of stories of African Americans and others who fought for justice alive, to provide experiential education about the American Civil Rights Movement that challenges, inspires, and equips people from diverse backgrounds and identities for justice work in their communities and beyond. The LLP produces virtual programs and takes people on pilgrimages to the places where this history was made, to stand on sacred ground where blood was shed in the work for justice and equity, and to hear from people and their descendants who were there. By donating today, you will be broadening the LLP's outreach to college campuses and youth groups, supporting veterans of the civil rights movement and sharing firsthand accounts through in-person and virtual education programs. teaching the music of the movement and its vital role in the struggle, and providing scholarships to those who are impacted by financial discrimination. Keep the legacy of the American Civil Rights Movement alive. Thank you so much for your support. We hope to see you on the bus or online soon.
Hallelujah, freedom. Hallelujah, freedom. Hallelujah, freedom. Been down into the South.
The usher will pass the basket. Please look through the monitor for ways to give. Offering be taken and most graciously receive. It takes a Unitarian Universalist village to raise a Unitarian Universalist child. We would read what we believe is important for our children to learn, to know, and to experience. And we invite you to respond by saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
It is important for our children to know that they are cared for, to know that they are part of a larger family, an important part of a bigger human picture.
It is important for our children to believe in themselves, to trust in themselves, to know that they can make a difference. It takes a village to raise a child.
It is important for our children to know our Unitarian Universalist principles and values, to find ways to live them in their daily lives, and to realize that the choices they make are important.
It is important for our children to be able to speak about their faith, to honor history and heritage, and appreciate its heroes and heroines.
It is important for our children to explore religious truth and meaning in the Jewish, Christian, and other world religions, and to know that ours is a religion worth having.
It is important for our children to experience the spirit of life, to feel a sense of awe at the grandeur of the world, and to live lives of empathy and compassion. It takes a village to raise a child.
In Unitarian Universalist communities, child dedications allow parents to bring their young children to be blessed and welcomed into the community. It is also a way for the community to offer their blessings and support to parents and children. The child dedication is not a ritual to remove sin, nor to provide special privilege, but a recognition of the importance of honoring the young lives in our community and their families. It is also a time when parents and the congregation are asked to dedicate themselves to the fullest unfolding of the growth and personality of the child and to nurture a community of peace in which all children may grow.
Friends and family, we have been brought together today for a joyous occasion to recognize and welcome these children into the world of circle and love. Every day that a child is born is a miracle, an opportunity to recognize the power of love, a day to give thanks for the beauty of the earth, a day to recognize that no one is brought up alone and that every person is a savior to the world. Welcome to the circle of love as we work to dedicate ourselves and each other to the care and tender of these children. We recognize all who are gathered here now and those who are away from us in distance and time. We honor the ancestors who have left this world, but not our hearts, and we welcome them here in our minds. And now I invite the following families to please come forward to stand in front of the chancel. The Greer Scruggs family, the Hardin family, the Wright family, and the Wilkerson family.
My helper, Adrian, could you hop up here for a second? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience while we get set up for this ritual. All right.
Ashley Scruggs and Christopher Greer, who do you bring to this gathered community?
We bring Elizabeth Mary, known as Bonnie Greer, and David Allister, known as Allie Greer.
Are you ready to dedicate Bonnie and David to this world?
We are.
Ashley and Christopher, do you promise to raise Bonnie and Allie to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance their safety with their freedom to explore, to nurture their physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if so, you can say we do.
We do.
Bonnie and David, we welcome you among us. We anoint you with water for symbolize purity and life. We give you a budding rose for symbolize unfolding love and life. We appreciate your uniqueness, teach and learn from you, love and respect you. Double dose. Okay. Bonnie and David, this rose touches your brow. Okay, don't worry, I won't too close. That you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touches your mouth. That you may taste the sweetness of life. touches your heart. I'm going to touch mom and daddy's heart. So that you may love abundantly. Touches your hands. Okay, mom and dad, have your hand. That you may find good work to do. Touch your feet. You can't move these. That you may find your own path through life. There you go. All right. You got one? Yusuf and Ashley Harden, who do you bring to this gathered community? Are you ready to dedicate Hendrix to the world?
Yusuf and Ashley, do you promise to raise Hendrix to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with freedom to explore, and to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if so, you can say we do.
We do.
Mm-hmm. Hendrix, we welcome you among us. We anoint you with water for symbolized purity in life. We give you this budding rose for symbolized unfolding life and love. We appreciate your uniqueness, teach and learn from you, and love and respect you. Hendrix, this rose touches your brow, that you may grow in wisdom. It touches your mouth, that you may taste the sweetness of life. Touches your heart, that you may love abundantly. Touches your hands, that you may find good work to do. Touch your feet, where you may find your own path through life. You want to take the flower? All right. You're welcome. Okay. Ashley, okay, you skipped. Okay. Right. Okay. Ashley Wilkerson, who do you bring to this gathered community?
Emery Wilkinson.
Are you ready to dedicate Emery to the world?
Ashley, do you promise to raise Emery to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance his safety with freedom to explore, to nurture his physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if so, you can say, I do.
I do.
Emery, we welcome you among us. We anoint you with this water for symbolized purity in life. We give you this budding rose for symbolized unfolding life and love. We appreciate your uniqueness. We teach and learn from you and love and respect you. Emery, this rose touches your brow so you may grow in wisdom and understanding. Touches your mouth, where you may taste the sweetness of life. Touches your heart, you may love abundantly. Touch your hands, where you may find good work to do. Touch your feet, where you may find your own path through life. You want to take it? You're welcome. And Jonina and Aaron Wright, who do you bring to this gathered community?
We bring Julian, Elliot, and Vivian.
Are you ready to dedicate Julian, Elliot, and Vivian to this world?
We are.
Aaron and Janina, do you promise to raise Vivian, Julian, and Elliot to the best of your ability, to listen as well as teach, to balance their safety with their freedom to explore, and to nurture their physical, emotional, and spiritual life? And if so, you can say we do.
We do.
Julian, Elliot, and Vivian, we anoint you with water for symbolized purity and life. We give you these roses for symbolized unfolding life and love. We appreciate your uniqueness, teach and learn from you, and love and respect you. Julian, Elliot, and Vivian, this rose touches your brows so you may grow in wisdom touches your mouth, so you may taste the sweetness of life, touches your heart, where you may love abundantly, touch your hands, so you may find good work to do, touches your feet, so you may find your own wealth path through life. Now I invite the congregation to look through the monitor and repeat the affirmation. We will And now a meditation by Connie Sternberg. As today we have received these children into the congregation and committed ourselves to their nurture, let us now receive into our hearts all children. Let us remember the children we once were and who still live within us. Let us love them now in this quiet moment. Let us remember the children of our own families and the children of our friends. Let us love them now in the quiet of this moment. Let us remember the children who are homeless, children who are separated from their families, children who are hunger or in pain, children whose lives are threatened by wars, drugs, crime, or lack of health care. Let us love them now in the quiet of this moment. Let us remember all children and commit ourselves to their growth and safety, their health and education, their uniqueness and their unfolding beauty. Let us love them now in the quiet of this moment and forevermore. May this be so. Amen. Friends, it is with great joy that I present to you these gifts to the world and to all of us, and the joy to all who may meet these children. Okay. We can return to see. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, Lady Hendrick. Okay. Congratulations. Excuse me. You want to give the sermon?
I have a reading by Khalil Gibran. This is Your Children. Your children are not your children. They are the children of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hands be for happiness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves the bow that is stable.
Kaserian Ngiriga. This traditional greeting from the Maasai tribe in Kenya means, "And how are the children?" This greeting acknowledges the high value the Maasai people placed on the children's well-being, and when members of their community greet each other, they don't ask, "How are you?" or "How's your day?" They say, "Kaserian Ngiriga." And the traditional response they hope to hear, Sapati Ngiriwa, which means all the children are well. And even the warriors without children of their own give the traditional response, all the children are well. This means that peace and the safety of all children are secure. It reflects the commitment to protect the young and vulnerable, emphasizing that the Maasai people have not forgotten their purpose, responsibilities, and roles within their community. And the daily struggles of life, even among the poor and disregarded, demonstrate the village commitment to providing proper care to those who are unable to care for themselves. So when members of the community respond to "How are the children?" and answer, "All the children are well," it signifies that life is good. The well-being of the children is the best indicator of society's future health and prosperity. So I wonder, how might it affect our own consciousness of our own children's welfare if in our culture we took to greet each other with this daily question, "And how are the children?" I wonder if we heard that question and passed it along to each other a dozen times a day, if it would make a difference in the reality of how children are thought for or cared for in our community. Are all the children well? Ponder on this for a moment before you answer that question. So how are the children? You see, for the most part, children who come to First UU on Sunday mornings are generally better cared for than many children in Richmond. Parents and caregivers in our faith community work very hard to provide a good life for their children, and most of these parents have the means to provide an economically and emotionally stable household for their children. Their children have better access to quality education, good health care, and a decent and safe home to live in. And I would venture to say, if I asked the parents and caregivers here this morning, "How are the children?" most of you would say, "All the children are well." Now, I'm not saying that these families are not without the challenges or struggles of life. However, when I think about the children in this city who lives on the margins of society and don't live in the nice neighborhoods where many of our family lives, I often ask myself, how are the children? And consider this. There are scores of children in the metropolitan area currently growing up in poverty. In Virginia, there's about one of every 8 children currently growing up in poverty. And that is a staggering sum, especially in the state ranked 8th in the nation per capita income. In the city of Richmond, the child poverty rate is even higher than the state average. And we live in a country where we waste a ton of food. And about 1 in 5 children in the United States go to bed hungry each night. Many children in the city live in unsafe housing. Their communities are over-policed, yet violence continues to be the norm, and kids go to bed each night hearing the sound of gunshot ringing through the air. Many of these children have limited access to quality education because of their zip codes, and their parents can't afford to send them to the best private schools. The juvenile justice system in some states allows children as young as 13 to be tried as adults, and it's seemingly okay to warehouse them in adult penal institution. And 8 years after the migrant families were separated at the U.S.-Mexico border, there are roughly 1,000 children who have yet been reunited with their families. And as a result of Trump-era separation policy, have had traumatic effects on migrant children and their parents. And I'm afraid that the actions that this administration are taking may lead to more of the same. The very existence of our trans kids and their basic human rights are being threatened by inhumane policy and legislation proposed by elected officials from the state houses across the country and in our nation capitals. And these are very real traumas that many American children and children in the Richmond metropolitan area endure daily. So, how are the children? The reality is that in America, that our children face hardships and obstacles that prevent them from realizing their true potential. And our community cannot be well if all the children are not well. So what might be possible if every adult, parent and non-parent alike, shared responsibility for the daily care and protection of all the children in our city, our state, our county, and our beloved community? I wonder if we could honestly say without hesitation, the children are well, all the children are well. And so when we hear the statement, how are the children? If we answer all the children are well, we are saying that we are committed to protecting the safety and well-being of all children, not just your child, your grandchild, your nieces and nephews, but all children. And our community priority must be to protect young people and children who are at risk. These children need us. They need more than good parenting. They need a real community, a loving and caring village. And yes, it still takes a village to raise a child. Our children need a place where they can be their authentic self, a place where they can develop their faith and learn to go deeper. They need a space to learn and respect compassion for others. Our children need a place where they are loved and accepted. And in this faith community, we deeply care about all of the children, but I do believe we can create a better village here at First UU, a village for all the children. So take a moment to imagine what would it look like if we invited children from the underserved communities that surround this church into our village. A village where children can learn about and share UU principles and values with kids who don't live in our communities. A village where our children and young folks can learn from the wisdom and life experiences of our elders, and our elders can learn how to expand their imagination from our children. A village where our children and youth are entitled to share their gifts and talents with the community and learn the importance of being involved in a faith community. A village where our children are taught to love their neighbors who may look different than them. A village where children are taught to respect the inherent worthiness and dignity of all people and themselves. A village where children are taught that all lives are valued, whether they grew up in Short Pump, Bon Air, Midlothian, the Museum District, Mosby, Fairfield, or Gilpin Court. Because you see, in this village, we celebrate the value of all our children, and we teach them that love is at the center of our UU faith. Now imagine, what would it be like if our minister began every worship service by answering the question, and how are the children? What would it be like if the president began at every press conference and every public appearances by answering the same question? And how are the children, Mr. President? What would it be like if every governor of every state and mayor of every city in the United States had to answer the same questions at every press conference? How are the children, Governor, Mr. Mayor? What would it look like if teachers began every class by answering the question, and how are the children? What would it look like at the beginning of every meeting, every corporate leader has to answer the same question, and how are the children? Are they well? Wouldn't it be interesting to hear their answers? And I wonder what it might be like if I asked all you here this morning, and how are the children? Before we respond to that, all the children are well, what actions must we take in our classroom, in this country, in our Unitarian Universalist Association, and here at First UU to ensure that all the children are well? You see, the Messiah people believe that asking the question, how are the children, is the single most important question to consider every day. And they remind us that children's well-being determines the community's true strength. So by focusing on the well-being of all the children will help guide us toward a more just, thriving, and loving society. So how are the children? Are they well? Well, look around here this morning. We dedicated and welcomed 5 children into the arms of their family, our faith community, and the wider world. And in this sacred act of dedication, we honor the infinite worth of their young lives and affirm their sacred trust that their parents, family, and faith community holding and shaping the spirit, values, and faith of our children. And we are committed to loving, caring, and supporting them. Our Flame Religious Education program is flourishing. Thanks to Leanne, volunteers and caregivers and parents, our children and young people have been re-energized, have re-engaged, and reconnected with this community. This morning, you heard our youth ensemble share their beautiful gifts of songs. And our whole life classes are teaching children and youth the valuable lessons about sexuality and relationship that change lives. And across the country, our children and young people are modeling kindness and compassion and making their voices heard on today's most significant issue facing our society. So there is good news, and I am hopeful and optimistic about the future of our children who will one day lead this faith and leave our country. However, we as a faith community must be willing to commit to doing what we can do to create a society, a beloved community, where all the children can thrive and prosper. So let us rededicate ourselves to being the faith community our children need. And by working together, we can create a place here at First UU where all children are welcome, regardless of what part of the city they live in, regardless of how much money their parents have, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of their gender identity. We can create a place where all the children are well. So how are the children? The children are well.
This next piece of music, I just wanted to offer it not just to the kids being welcomed into our community, but specifically all adults. The song is entitled Bambalela, which is a Zulu word, simply means never give up. Everybody take a step to your left. And then a step to the right. Yeah, y'all got it. Good, good, good.
Bambalela, 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 bamba, bambalela, 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 bamba, bambalela, 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 bamba, bambalela, so bambalela, 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 bamba, bambalela, so bambalela, 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 bamba, bambalela. You must never give up, 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 never, 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 never give up, never, never give up. You must never give up, 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 never, 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 never give up, never, never give up. You must never give up, 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 never, 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 never give up, never, never give up, never give up.
Ah, you're fantastic. Ah. Before I read our chalice extinguishing, I just wanted to give an extra piece of thanks to our volunteers who work with our children and youth. I'm one person, and we certainly couldn't serve all of the kids of this congregation with one person. So every Sunday, we have people show up in the nursery for our littlest, all the way up to our high schoolers. So on any given Sunday, there are people who you might not see at all because they are giving up their Sunday service to be with these kids. If that is something that interests you, I can tell you it's a lot harder to let despair creep in when you're surrounded by these young people. So if it's a way to fill your bucket, please come talk to me, because it is truly sacred work. So thank you to our volunteers. You're amazing. Yeah. These words are by Marian Wright Edelman. What we owe you, our children, is our best effort to be a person worth emulating and to send through our lives a message to the future we hope you will feel is worth transmitting to your children and grandchildren. I hope I can grow big enough one day to feel I have done that.
And please rise in body or spirit as I give the benediction. And now, as we leave this sacred place, may the strength of love guide your journey. May the light of hope brighten your way. And may the spirit of community sustain you in the days to come. Carry with you the courage to seek the truth, the compassion to build justice, and the joy of knowing that we are all connected, and never give up. Love, and go knowing that you are blessed. May this be so. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.